welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is this supposed USO recovery on a beach in Spain. I actually have my doubts about this video. Also got this video that, again, is, they're saying that it's a UFO, but I'm not 100% positive. It doesn't really make any kind of like UFO maneuvers. It seems more like just a plane, but of course, I'm always open to being wrong about these things. Also got this one here that supposedly shows some kind of craft in what looks like a twister. Let's see, this is a UFO that was taken from a plane. Kind of hard to see. You'll definitely have to check out the link. Got this one from Reddit of a triangle UFO, supposedly shooting out lasers. And then I got a couple compilation videos. This is 10 of the best real photos that are believed to be UFOs. And this one here from 2016. UFOs caught on camera. And then I have the full discussion here. I posted a small clip of Dr. Karla Turner, who, was apparently suicided because she was revealing too much information about UFO abductions. But this is the full presentation, 55-minute presentation. Also have this interview here of Betty Hill. This is a lost 108-minute interview with alien abductee Betty Hill from 1999. And then I also have this PDF document here, which is the Majestic 12 Group Special Operations Manual. It's kind of interesting. Again, there are people out there who have claimed that this is fake, but come on, you honestly think that they got 25 pages of detailed information that someone's going to fake all this just for shits and giggles? And then last is this article here about George Knapp believing that he may have found a company that's involved with reverse engineering alien technology. Yeah, I think it was George Knapp that talked about this. Anyways, one thing, if you appreciate the time and effort I put into bringing all this information to you, please give this video a like. Please share, and most importantly, please subscribe. It really helps out the algorithms because, YouTube is not really pushing any of this UFO information, especially, the type of information that I'm revealing. So anyways, let's go to this first video here. Like I said, I have my doubts about this video. Let me just play this from the beginning. This is USO recovered on the beach in Barcelona, Spain, and people in special suits show up. Let me tell you why I have my doubts about this. First of all, the camera work is just horrible, right? If this is going on, how hard is it to just hold your camera steady for, 10 seconds? Instead, this guy's got that camera moving all over the place. And then another thing is, let's see, when they, when they're covering it up, right? They just happen to have a material, right, that seems to fit this thing perfectly to cover it up. There's no one telling the witnesses here to step back or anything like that. These guys just show up in their hazmat suits. Again, with this cover that fits this thing perfectly. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Anyways, link will be in the description. This one is kind of interesting too. And again, this craft here doesn't really make any, what I would call a UFO maneuver or one of the 5 observables.
No. it's not. It's going up and down. What is that?
That's not a plane.
What is that?
Dad, can we run that way?
Hang on. What on earth is that? Someone else shooting out in front of it now. There's two of them. Whoa. Oh my God, guys, you are looking... I don't know what you're looking at, but they're UFOs. If ever there's an unidentified flying object, that's that.
Dad, can we go that way? Can we go that way?
There's two of them flying next to each other.
Dad, can we...
Oh my God, you guys, I don't think you realise how lucky you are to even witness something like this. Look at them.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Can I quickly go that way a bit?
Yeah, go where you want, mate.
I'm running over. But I'm on the golf course.
You see, this thing moves more like a stunt plane than a UFO, but again, you know, I mean, I'm always open to being wrong. So check out the link in the description. This one's kind of a strange video too. Yeah, this is about as much as I'm gonna play. You know, with videos like this, you know, a person is driving. I just wonder, like, it doesn't look like they're on any kind of busy road, right? It looks like they're out in the middle of the desert someplace. So I don't think there's a lot of traffic. I mean, what harm would it do to just stop the car, you know, step out with your camera, and take a get video of this? But I got to say, again, if this was taken from a moving car, I mean, it is a pretty steady shot. Again, you know, as opposed to, again, this other one where, yeah, this guy's actually standing right in front of it, and, you know, he couldn't keep that camera still for 2 seconds. Anyways, yeah, this one video is kind of hard to see. You can see this tiny craft here. I believe it's taken from a plane. Yeah, this is not the most exciting video, but the link will be in the description. Let's see, I got this one from Reddit, Triangle UFO Shooting Lasers, from today's 4chan. I think it's supposed to be thread. Yeah, this one seems more like the TR3B, because, you know, that's basically how it's described, with the lights on the corners and the one light in the middle, and then you also saw those lights in the back. That must be like the thrusters or something like that. Let's check out this one here. This is 10 of the best real photos that are believed to be UFOs. Let me just quickly go through some of these. Interesting. This one is kind of hard to see. It's in the lettering.
This photo was taken in Argentina in 1981.
Let me just whip through some of these. That looks like a UFO taken from a plane. Yeah, this looks pretty real.
No information is available about the location of this image. This photo was taken in the USA in 1964.
Wow, that's a nice clear image, huh?
This photo was taken in Las Lunas, New Mexico in 1972.
Anyways, that's that. Let's go to this other compilation video. This is from 2016. You go full screen here. Let me turn that music down because I don't want to get hit with the copyright on that music. Let me just jump ahead. Interesting. You know, I just want to say again, you know, people have been seeing these crafts for years, and right, we're not. There aren't a lot of videos or photos or sightings of, you know, these UFOs on other planets or in space. Now, no doubt these things must go into space, but you know, I've posed the question before, like, you know, the majority of these sightings happen on Earth, and very few UFO sightings in space. And people say, well, you know, that's because they're not, you know, we don't have a lot of sensors, or there are not a lot of people in space. Yeah, again, I get that. But if you have two categories, right? You have one category with literally thousands of examples, you know, a bunch of evidence in one category, and you have another category with hardly any evidence, hardly any data, right? Like in space, like which category are you going to focus on, right? The one with hardly any data, or the one with lots of data? But there's just so much footage of craft, you know, around this planet. Like, why would you assume that they're visitors, right? Because, and I've said this before, yeah, what evidence? You know, there's nothing on these crafts that say made in Zeta Reticuli or anything like that, right? I mean, if we're seeing these crafts around our planet, you would have to assume that it's because they originate from this planet. Anyways, let's go to this video here. Yeah, now this is about Dr. Karla Turner. I just want to play a short little clip of this.
As abductees, our situation is this. We can see the aliens, but we can't believe them. And we can't believe what we see them do. And I know this from personal experience as well as from a number of other investigated situations with very honest, very sincere people who are telling you, just as I have told and others have told you, what we honestly perceived as happening. We're being honest, but the illusions and false memories and distortions and controlled perceptions and emotions and responses that we had do not accurately reflect always what we really went through. Fact number 6, there's a serious element of human involvement in the abduction phenomenon, in addition, of course, to the very real alien participation. You all know, of course, about many abductees' reports of being monitored, harassed by human agents of some sort, cases of phone intervention, mail intervention, helicopter surveillance, etc. And I wish I had an hour just to talk about the human side of this phenomenon, which of course I don't. Now, in Into the French, for instance, I did report about my husband's abduction and interrogation and threats by the military group in 1988. Similar, at the time, I had never heard of such a thing, and I found it even more disturbing than the alien encounters. Similar reports, though, have been made by a number of other abductees, some of whom I'm sure you're familiar with, such as Leah Haley's case, Alicia Davison in California, and some of you may be surprised to know Debbie Jordan. And part of her experiences reported a very similar human abduction and interrogation. It just never quite made it into print for some reason.
Anyway, that's as much as I want to play of that. It's a 55-minute discussion or presentation by her. So a link will be in the description. Check it out. Now this is an interview of Betty Hill from the Betty and Barney Hill abduction cases. Again, she's much older here. And, you know, I actually listened to most of this. And one thing I want to point out, that just because she was abducted does not make her an expert in this subject matter, right? Because some of the questions that were posed to her, I believe the answers that she gave were just plain wrong. And it's just because she doesn't know, you know. I mean, she definitely answers with confidence, but, you know, I think people who have been following this subject for several years, you know, I mean, you know, we have the internet, right? So I'm in a position where I can analyze or review so much more information than she was able to. So yeah, so some of the answers that she gave were just completely wrong, although she believes that they were real. But anyways, let me just play some of this.
Another thing, I never called them aliens.
What did you call beings?
Astronauts. I call them what they were. Astronauts.
Sure. That's what they are. I mean,
Right. So this is Junior. Now, this is a sort of a composite of what they look like. There's individual differences. They do not look alike. There's as much difference among them as there is around any group of people. But this basically shows the characteristics. The larger eyes, nose, mouth, no protruding part, no hair. But this is because he fell off the podium in St. Louis.
Oh.
He cracked his head.
Oh, okay. So, but he's okay though. But he has a pronounced brow ridge.
Yeah.
As you said, a pug nose, more or less a very small orifice for a mouth. And actually, instead of whites, actually have yellow eyes and eyes. I see irises and a pupil.
We put yellow in to emphasize them.
I was going to say he needs Visine or he looks like he has malaria. But okay. But,
okay, now, Junior has been evaluated by I don't know how many physical anthropologists.
Mm-hmm.
But what he looks like now, if we continue along the path of evolution, this is what we're going to look like in 25,000 years.
And would we be mammalian, reptilian, or insectoid, or a combination of the three? I mean, because if you look at the way we're on our way with the nuclear, there was a nuclear exposure in Japan, for instance, and radiation causes mutation. And if you look along the lines of evolution, we lost our appendix, for instance. People say we'll lose our little toe because we don't need it.
Yeah.
The brain capacity gets larger. We become more spindly because we don't need muscles because it's mind over matter, correct? Is that the...
No.
Okay.
We've got to be like we are now, except... I mean, look at mankind. It's been around for, what, 2.6 million years?
Depends on who you talk to, I guess. It's so subjective. So
well, they've got the bodies.
so that's basically what the astronaut looked like.
Right.
Can I ask you something? When they put that needle back on board the craft, they put the needle into your navel. Some have speculated that perhaps they were taking eggs or ovae, or no, you don't think so?
No.
Because some have projected that. Isn't it interesting if you correlate that with test tube babies years on?
No. Well, of course, you know, at the time this happened, doctors said, it's absolutely impossible to put a needle in someone's navel. It would probably kill them, but they get infections. And then I think the process was developed in a hospital down in Houston, Texas.
Shortly after?
Yeah.
Did they perform any function like that with Barney then?
Nope.
None whatsoever.
No.
See,
No.
Yeah, you see, when she says that, this is how humans are, I don't necessarily agree with that because, you can look at Homo sapiens in the past, right? You can go back over 5,000 years, 10,000 years, and, we haven't really changed much, right? I think we may have gotten taller. The average human has gotten taller, and there's definitely an increase in the size of the brain. But yeah, this is just a different species of hominid. So yeah, this idea that somehow this is what we're going to look like in the future, I don't necessarily agree with that. Now let me just play one more other part here where she talks about because of the experience that she had, that she believes that she somehow attracts UFOs, which is something that I think Dr. Stephen Greer has also mentioned.
So you are a center or focal point, or somehow you tend to attract UFOs. Is that if Betty Hill wants to see a UFO and put your mind to it, UFOs will come?
No. And sometimes I say that I think it's almost like a atmospheric change of some kind. I can be sitting here, and I can UFO go over the window, and there it is.
Okay, so you have a feeling. There's
something,
an urging.
Maybe it disturbs the air currents or something in a way that I recognize.
Just briefly, back to Roswell. So your take on Roswell is, did that incident happen or not, or is the point moved? It's not even worth discussing.
Oh, I think a UFO crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it was recovered. No, I don't know if bodies were recovered or not.
Well,
but I think a craft was.
Well, bodies weren't recovered. It was either A, remote controlled, or B, they were picked up by a safety rescue flying saucer.
It could have been okay because we had a UFO crash here.
Where's here?
In my area.
In southern New Hampshire.
And I went out there and all the people running. UFO crashed. Oh, maybe we ought to call the military. Maybe we ought to call the police. And I said, no, go home and leave them alone. If it crashed and there's anybody alive on it, let the others come in and rescue them.
Can I ask you where this happened and when?
Very close to the picture.
Southern New Hampshire again, that's all we'll get. But what about what time, what year, something like this? And does CSETI know about this, that has a catalog of flying saucer crashes?
This was never reported.
And guess what year?
And the next day, I went out with a neurosurgeon from Pease Air Force Base, thinking that if it crashed, and if one was killed, they might have left the body behind. And we searched the whole area. Because if we could find the body, we're going to bring it back and put it in my freezer. Mm-hmm. And he was going to do an autopsy. Oh. And then we were going to call the whole world to come in and see it.
That's right, Ray Santel.
Yeah, she really has a good attitude about all of this. And she also talks about, like, during the abduction, how she didn't really feel it was like a traumatic event to her. It was just an experience that she seemed to enjoy. And and I think years later it definitely seems like she likes the celebrity or the notoriety of and the attention that she's getting because of it. But like I said, a lot of the stuff she talks about, I'm sure, is valid, but I think some of her answers are just plain wrong based on some of the information that I've gained making these videos. Anyways, this is kind of interesting. This is a PDF document from the Majestic 12 Group Special Operations Manual, Extraterrestrial Entities and Technology Recovery and Disposal. It says, warning, this is a top secret Majestic or Magic Eyes only document containing compartmentalized information essential to the national security of the United States. Eyes only access to the material herein is strictly limited to personnel possessing Magic 12 clearance level. Examination or use by unauthorized personnel is strictly forbidden and is punishable by federal law. Can you imagine like something, like this type of document? I'm sure when it first came out, it was incredibly secretive, but now because of the internet, just any ordinary person like me can have access to this and read. It says, General, MJ12 takes the subject of UFOBs, extraterrestrial technology, and extraterrestrial biological entities very seriously and considers the entire subject to be a matter of the very highest national security. For that reason, everything related to the subject has been assigned the very highest security classification. 3 main points will be covered in this section: the general aspect of MJ12 to clear up any misconception that anyone may have, the importance of the operations, the need for absolute secrecy in all phases of operation. And you know what? There was something also that talked about how, God, where did I see that? How like they could, you know, lie and deceive people about this subject. All information relating to MJ12 has been classified Magic Eyes only and carries a security level 2 points above that of top secret. The reason for this has to do with the consequences that may arise not only from the impact upon the public should the existence of such matters become general knowledge, but also the danger of having such advanced technology as has been recovered by the Air Force fall into the hands of unfriendly foreign powers. No information is released to the public, press, and the official government position is that no special groups such as MJ12 exist. That's funny. Anyways, link will be in the description. Definitely suggest you download something like this and keep it for your for your own records. Now let's go to this article here. Now I believe I have posted something about this this research facility called where was it at? You know what? This is a different document than I thought about. Anyways, let me just give this a quick read. Paul Ascot, a former military officer and current UFO investigator, claims that a group of gray aliens has been collaborating with Western governments since World War II to help them build spacecraft. In an interview with the Daily Star, Ascot, who is part of a British UFO research team, said some authors and researchers believe that there is a secret alliance between the gray aliens and the Western government, which has allowed them to acquire advanced technology and maintain regular contact. Ascot argues that this cooperation has resulted in remarkable innovations such as fiber optics, microchips, synthetic fiber Kevlar, stealth technology, and even our own flying saucers. Many writers have explored these topics over the years, and numerous photos have been taken showing jet planes escorting UFOs and black helicopters appearing frequently, but no government agency has confirmed these allegations. Additionally, Ascot cites the work of author Timothy Good, who has collected substantial evidence indicating ongoing collaboration between Western governments and extraterrestrial beings on both sides of the Atlantic. Ascot asserts, I believe this collision between Western governments and the aliens has been going on since World War II. A large part of our progress in the fields of science, engineering, and communication has accelerated at a tremendous pace, partly because of this. In his book, UFOs, The Real Story, Ascot reveals that individuals who encounter these aliens are visited by the real-life men in black. However, he clarifies that these men differ greatly from the portrayal in the 1997 film starring Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. More recently, many ufologists now believe that much of the secret projects have moved to the Dugway Proving Grounds, which is a top-secret facility, even more remote than Area 51, and used for chemical warfare training, located south of Salt Lake City. It has been dubbed Area 52, he adds. Others who have claimed to work in Area 51 and were going to publish information about this have allegedly been silenced by Men in Black. Now, unfortunately, I am not referring to Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, the benevolent duo from the film of the same name, but a group of men or individuals who appear uninvited on witnesses' doorsteps and intimidate them into silence. These Men in Black seem to fall into two groups, the first of which are more observing. It appears that they just need to confirm what the witness had seen and then leave without being too intimidating. This can't be said for the second group, who appear to be very intimidating indeed, leaving the innocent observers with the impression that whatever they witnessed, any evidence, written or photographed, will be destroyed, never to be spoken of again under any circumstances, or dire consequences will follow. A common thread of witness testimony of visits by the Men in Black are that they don't show ID, don't actually state which government department they work for, can appear very robot-like, may suddenly appear or disappear, talk very little, are very succinct and to the point, and can be very, very threatening and intimidating. Anyways, let me just play a little bit of this where they talk about this Area 52.
A number of areas like books and movies and even TV news reports for its role when it comes to developing some pretty spectacular military technology and its secrets too. What's not as well known is that Area 51 has a sister facility, Area 52, which is home to its own dark secrets. Mystery Wire's George Knapp has the story.
As the caravan sets out for the site of AEC's Nevada Proving Ground.
Over the decades, a sprawling facility in the Nevada desert has been bombed, blasted, poisoned, and nuked for the benefit of national security programs and secret technology. People who live near the base have been seeing secret planes fly over their heads for decades, but they tend to keep the sightings to themselves.
About 40 miles southeast of the town of Tonopah.
Unlike its better-known sister facility, Area 51, this base does appear on maps as the Tonopah Test Range, or TTR, but military watchdogs say it has another name.
Yes, TTR is really referred to in official documents as Area 52. On several occasions, actually, black projects moved from Area 51 to Tonopah Test Range. Area 51, of course, being a super secret facility, Tonopah Test Range being slightly less secret.
Area 52 has a symbiotic relationship with the more famous Area 51. Projects that start at 51 often become operational at 52. And yes, secrets can and have been kept. Area 52, the other secret base, on MysteryWire.com. George Knapp reporting.
Ooh, very interesting.
I find it kind of interesting how this supposed top secret facility, facility is considered to be famous. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said before, if you appreciate the time and effort I put into bringing this information to you, please like this video, please share, and more importantly, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Until next time, take care.